So I got M and Q pulled up on the right. I got MES pulled up on the left. Hello, hello. All right, let's go back to our 15-minute time frame real quick. This is all I'm doing. I'm not gonna chart out anything else. It's just these highs and these lows, just our range. So we have our external low here, external high here. We're right in the middle of that range right now. Go down to a 5-minute. We have a few more swing highs. One swing high here, and then one swing low down here. I'm not going to chart that because it's pretty much the same level as this low here. So here's all I'm looking to do. This is it for this session. All I'm looking to do is leading into silver bullet. All we're looking for is breaks of structure, market structure shift, liquidity sweep, reversal. That's it. So reversal first, liquidity sweep first. Then we see a break of structure, a market structure shift, reverse back to the other side. So that's all I'm looking for. We can see all we do is we trend down, we trend back up, we trend back down. So all we got to wait for pretty much is just a break of structure, break of the trend, fair value gap, order block formed, look to trade that. That's it. We're just really going to be looking to scalp this range, possibly see if we're going to maybe go for one external liquidity run, and that's it. And if we don't see any good setups, we won't trade. Again, we're going to try to trade this range here, keeping our risk very tight, waiting for a liquidity sweep, waiting for that break of structure, market structure shift, right? Like let's say we take out the lows here. Let's say we take out this low down here. This would be a break of structure. Okay, if we take out that low, we're starting to break that trend. If we come take out this low down here, this would be that real market structure shift down there. That would be, okay, yeah, we're going back down. But at that point, that's kind of waiting a long time. We're not going to be able to catch a very high reward trade down at this low. So basically, we're waiting to see, are we going to get a break of structure? And then are we going to get a nice pullback into a level to take down? Preferably, I'd like to see us come grab some buy side first before we head back down. Right? I would like to see us come up here and grab at least this high up top. Grab that high and then reverse. That's what I would like to see. We'll see right now if we're going to get that break of structure and start to head back down to the bottom of our range. There we go. We're starting to move. So now we're just looking for this 1-minute candle to close below. Close below this low here. Looking for retracement back into a fair value gap. Something like that. And trying to catch the shorts back down to the bottom of the range. That's pretty much all I'm looking for right now. Okay, 1-minute fair value gap here. So I'm going to look to be a little bit more aggressive during this session just because we're trading pretty light, trading on micros. Want to try to trade this range, kind of go over how we can trade this range. So I'm going to probably be a little bit more aggressive right now. So we got that break of structure. Now what we have to wait for is we close below VWAP. Okay, we get this little power of 3. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Bearish breaker on the 1-minute. Right, so now we go see if we're going to go retest that fair value gap, that breaker. Look for a short. Right, and then we're looking to catch it down back to the bottom of the range. Back down to these lows. All right, so first TP would be looking for that market structure shift, taking out that low down there. Keeping our risk very tight, maybe about 40 ticks, maybe even less. Again, I'm not going to force any entries, but I am going to look to be a little bit more aggressive. Okay, if we run away and we don't see an opportunity, we don't get that pullback into a level, I'm not going to get an entry. I'm not, just because I say I'm being aggressive doesn't mean I'm going to take bad setups. I'm still going to look for a good setup. Still look for our levels to be tested. 5-minute close, break of structure on the 5-minute. Okay, looking for an entry. We could even look for an entry. It's a little late now, but even just off this 1 minute candle here, this breaker candle, we can see. I know it's a little bit late here to get that entry, but that's that bearish breaker right there. So you could look to get an entry off of that. And again, guys, this is being a lot more aggressive. I would like to see us come test that fair value gap first. So I always start in 3 micros, and then I add to 6 for a full. Ooh, man. What did I just do? Got looking for a short entry. So I was about to get in the short there. I went to click sell. I was about to say, hey, I'm in the shorts, and then I realized I never switched over to MNQ, so I made a rookie mistake there. So I sold as quick as I could, but lost a little bit more money than I would have wanted to because it was on NQ instead of MNQ. So let's see if we want to go back and retest. So I wanted to get that entry there, and I did. I clicked sell to get in half a lot. I was about to say in half a lot, and then I realized very quick that I got an NQ, so I just sold really quick. Let's see if we want to retest. So rookie mistake there. Rookie mistake by Trader Joe. Again, you can still get that entry. I don't like that last 1 minute candle, but you can still look to get that entry. Keep the stop above about 40 ticks or so. I don't like that 1 minute candle that we just formed, but let's see what we do here. I'll still look for another entry here if we can get a nice reaction. Alright, I'm going to get a short entry in half a lot. Half a lot here. Short entry. Just got in. Entry at 1972.75. Going to keep a stop above the breaker. Probably like, all right, 36 tick stop. I'll keep it a little bit higher. 40 tick stop. 1982.75. Remember, guys, I already talked about it, but this is being more aggressive. Not waiting for a market structure shift. Just trying to see if we can catch this range back down after a break of structure. So first TP, looking to catch down here at the market structure shift level, at that low. Getting a reaction off of that 1 minute fair value gap. We're under VWAP. So let's see if we want to react off this 1 minute bearish breaker. All right, so that first trade was not ideal because I just went down in the red pretty quick because I was trying to trade micros and it ended up hitting me in a lot of minis. And I just sold right after I bought and it ended up going red real quick, so didn't help. Didn't help. So we'll see. And again, guys, like, please, please, please be aware that I'm being very aggressive. I'm coming into the session just being very aggressive. Trading micros, just seeing if we can try to catch a quick little trade back down. And if we come back up, again, we'll see. Not keeping a ton of risk. Still in half a lot here. Right, so risking about a little, like about 50 bucks on this trade. About 50 bucks on this trade here. Alright, so it got stopped. So now what I'll wait for is, okay, so we got the break of structure. We didn't want to see that continuation down. So now let's see if we want to go up and grab that liquidity first. Maybe we're going to go grab that buy side first, leading into Silver Bullet, and I'll look for one more trade there. We'll see what happens. All right, so understand I'm trading a few micros, telling you I'm trading aggressively. So we disrespect the bearish breaker. disrespect the fair value gap, even after breaking structure. Right, so we didn't want to get that market structure shift. We just wanted to break structure and then come right back up. Even after a strong down close candle on the 5-minute. All right, so now what I'd wait for is to see if we're going to go up and grab buy side liquidity first and then come back down. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for here. Going to wait for that to happen. We're going into silver bullet hour in about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. Let's see what happens here. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so looking at this range, right, we were still in a premium. We're still in a premium, so I'm willing to short while we're in a premium, not while we're in a discount. So we were just into a premium just below VWAP, still willing to take that short, right, of this dealing range right here. You're not going to see me look to take a long while we're in the premium or take a short while we're in the discount. Okay, so let's see if price wants to go up and grab that buy side liquidity, or if it wants to head back down from here. ES is still sitting below VWAP. Let's see what the VIX is heading down a little bit. So we can kind of see price going all over the place here. A little bit of manipulation. Right, we create a lower low, we break structure, and then we come right back up. Take out this high, come right back down. So we're seeing that little bit of manipulation here. So let's see what we do on this 1 minute time frame. So as long as you guys understand that I'm not trading heavy. The only reason I'm down a little bit more is because of that dumb mini trade instead of trading micros. And I'm not gonna sit, even if I accidentally buy minis, you're not gonna see me sit and wait for it to go back to break even to get out. I'm just gonna get out right as soon as I can, even if that means I have to lose a little bit. So rookie mistake there. It's okay. So weird structure here. It really looked like we're going to start heading down. We're in a premium. We break structure, being aggressive, come back up. So now we're just kind of sitting in this little accumulation range here. Even the 15-minute looks like it wants to start heading down here. So again, if we can take out this low, that would be another break of structure here. That would be another break of structure. So let's see what we do. Kind of just chilling here, not really wanting to get any breakout. We are 20 seconds away from the new hour. Obviously the hourly time frame is just all range. But now we'd want to see, going into this next hour, into Silver Bullet hour, we would want to see us grab some liquidity on one side and then go target liquidity on the opposite side. So that's what I would be waiting for at this point. Alright, so I took one aggressive trade. Now I'm going to kind of sit back and relax and wait for a little bit better of a setup. Probably wait for a liquidity sweep and then go from there. Okay, touching into that 1 minute bearish for value gap here. See if we want to push right through it. Two-minute fair value gap here as well. So now I'm going to be waiting a little bit more patiently here. We're moving very slow. Not doing much. Typically what we see on a day like today, when we've been ranging all day, we have not had any external liquidity sweeps. Typically what we'll see is Silver Bullet or Power Hour, we'll see one decent move to go at least grab a liquidity level on one side. And sometimes that will happen during this hour. Sometimes it won't happen until our last hour of the market. Let's see if we can get another break of structure here. We're expecting that 1 minute fair value gap up here. Trying to break structure again. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes. So no displacement on that 1 minute candle. So we haven't gotten that break of structure yet. Back into a discount of that range. So let's say we wanted to wait for an actual market structure shift, wait for us to take out that low, and then we retrace back into it. We could still catch a decent reward here. We could still catch around 100 ticks, taking it down to this low. You know, maybe down to this low, around 90 ticks. Or what we might try to do is grab this liquidity down below, like we're doing right now, and then go back up for our buy side liquidity up top. Right, so we're just right in the middle of the range. So it gets harder to trade this when we're in the middle. You typically want to trade it when you're at the bottom or at the top. There can still be opportunity when you're at these levels. But not seeing anything I like just yet. All right, this next 5 minute candle is about to close. Looks like we're going to try to close below this low here. Create a 5 minute bearish order block. Maybe even that market. All right, so now we got the market structure shift, but no pullback. No pullback. Okay, so the idea was there, but price wanted to manipulate one more time before making that actual move. And when I see price make a higher high up here, I'm not really looking to jump back into the shorts after that until I see a clear picture of a breaker structure, market structure shift. But we can see this one really just shot down and then got that shift, so it's a little too late to get in, and we haven't seen any pullback. So now I'm looking for us to go back down to the bottom of this range and look to sweep sell side liquidity first, and then we'll look to long it back up to the top. Unless we see a strong displacement of these lows, that tells us that price is going to keep dropping. As long as we come down here and we grab liquidity, I'm looking to long it back up. Okay, so we're going to the bottom of that range again. 5 minute bullish order block here. Right, so you could long off the order block. But what I do want to see is liquidity being swept first. Right, so you could long off that order block, but I don't want to long off the order block. I want to see us actually grab liquidity first. Okay, because here's the deal. Even in this range, we're still making lower highs. So there's a potential that we could see a breakout of this range to the downside here to rebalance some of our market. So we kind of want to wait and see if we're going to close below and displace these lows, or if we're just going to come down and grab liquidity and then head back up. Right, still not even a short opportunity just yet. So we've grabbed this first level of liquidity here. I want to see if we're going to grab this one. So first liquidity level has been taken. Right, and if we're going to continue the theme of today, we would be heading right back up for buy side up here. So at this point, we almost want to wait for this 5-minute candle to close to see how it's going to close. Right, if we're going to continue to respect this level after grabbing liquidity, or if we're going to really drop and displace. So far, good reaction off that level. All right, looking just to catch it back up to the highs. So we'll see how this 5-minute closes. We have 2 minutes left on the candle. All right, where would we be looking to take profit? Probably at the fair value gap here. And looking to take profit at the highs up here. I do want to see if we're going to try to grab this low, though. Well, let's see what happens here. Are we going to displace or not? All right, so we were just a few minutes off on that short, but the idea was there. Again, price just manipulated one more time before actually getting that drop. Okay, so still, even if I wanted to short, there was still no entry opportunities at all. You can see on the 1 minute, no up close candles, no retracement really. So now we've grabbed that liquidity down below. So now I want to see how this 5-minute candle closes here. Is it going to close with strong displacement, creating a bearish breaker? Right, now this order block here turns into that bearish breaker block. High, low, higher, high, displacement of the low. So now we're waiting to see if we can displace and then retrace back up into that breaker. And if that happens, that's when I'm starting to look for shorts. That's when I'm starting to look for shorts, if we can see this displacement here. Okay, so now we got strong displacement. Obviously, it would be nice to wait for that 15-minute candle to close. Pretty strong candle, though, on the 5. But if we don't retrace whatsoever, then there's not really any levels for us to get in. We also have to remember it is silver bullet, which could mean that this is just that initial liquidity sweep as well. So waiting for that 15-minute confirmation would be ideal. Let's see what kind of pullback we get. If we get a reaction off this breaker back to the downside, I'll start to look to short it. But if we're going to push right through very strongly, won't be looking to short that. So we haven't tapped into that breaker just yet. Okay, we just did barely. Just barely touched into it. Okay, we're seeing that reaction. Another nice setup that we could see is if this 5-minute creates an order block, a 5-minute order block with the fair value gap above, this would be that 5-minute bearish unicorn model with displacement right. We could still find a good entry here. Just want to be careful of this 15-minute. All right, that 15-minute is what's keeping me from jumping into the shorts already, because we have not seen displacement and we're seeing that pullback now. You can see we have this strong 15-minute bullish fair value gap down here that we bounced off of earlier, or that was yesterday. Right there. So we've got a little over just about 2 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. I do want to wait and see how that closes. Right, you could get an aggressive entry off that 5-minute breaker if you want to. I just kind of want to wait. This is what I'm waiting for here. All right, because the theme of today is every time we grab liquidity, we tend to reverse. It is silver bullet. But this was a strong displacement move with a bearish breaker, so it's the only reason I'm even thinking about the shorts right now. Okay, we traded up to that equilibrium of the breaker. We're seeing a reaction off of it. We got about 30 seconds for this one to close. Has swept that 4-hour. I mean, yeah, it shows a little bit of divergence, but if we look here on NQ, yeah, we see that divergence for sure. So it definitely plays a part. But I still wouldn't be surprised if NQ would wanted to come down and try to go grab that low as well. Okay, so no displacement on the 15. So now I'm going to wait and see what kind of reaction do we get off of this, if we can touch up into this 5-minute fair value gap. because I know the 15-minute didn't displace. We are back into that bullish fair value gap down here, which means we could head back up. But seeing that 5-minute structure, remember this is one of my favorite setups, that order block fair value gap. Right, this is that unicorn on the 5-minute. So I do want to see if we're going to test it and what kind of reaction we get off of it when we do test it. ES is good. ES is really good if you want to take. You can take less risk on ES. It's less volatile, moves a lot slower. So ES is a good one. And it's directly correlated with NQ. So that's a good one to go to if you want to take a little bit less risk, have a little bit less volatility. So just kind of waiting here to see if we're going to touch into that 5-minute, into that unicorn, and are we going to get a reaction off of it? Okay, so we're going up to it now. Haven't touched into it yet. Yes, it's touched into the 5-minute there. Still patient here, guys. Still being patient. Okay, so now we've touched into it. Now we got to see, are we going to react off of it, or is this going to be that liquidity sweep down below on the 15 and we're going to push back up for the highs? If that's the case and we're trying to push through this imbalance and we disrespect this breaker, I'll start looking for longs back up to the top. Yes, exactly. So that's what I've been waiting to see. Is the 1-minute going to close above? Are we going to try to disrespect that 5-minute? Which it looks like we're trying to do. We're trying to get that breaker structure back up here. Right, but even if I wanted to long down here, still not an entry level I'd want to take. I still would want to wait for that breaker structure back to the upside. Because we're seeing that 5-minute push through. See if NQ would even offer any entry opportunity down here. We can see that 15-minute though. 15-minute looks like it wants to head right back up. Yeah, 40 seconds until the 5-minute candle closes. Looks like it's going to close above that breaker, disrespecting it. Looks like those longs are trying to step in. We'll see how we close. Alright, so as long as we close above, so we disrespect the breaker. I'm going to start looking for longs here. Seeing failure to displace on the 15. Silver bullet hour. 1-minute fair value gap here. Disrespecting the 5-minute breaker. This is when I start looking for longs. Got to see a reaction off this 1 minute here. I'm not going to look too long on an aggressive bearish candle. So then we just displaced that 1 minute there. So during Silver Bullet, I'm really looking for those 1 minute fair value gaps to take entries off of. And when they're disrespected like that, doesn't give me that entry level that I want to take. And you can see us disrespecting these levels and then heading right back up. We obviously had this 1 minute order block down here. But I don't like seeing NQ come down. Strong bearish candle, close below the fair value gap. Not going to get an entry off of that one. So, I mean, the long entry is starting to look good. I just want to have a clear, identifiable level. You could get that long entry down here. And you could take it back up to these highs. All right, let's say we can create this, close above this order block here. Displace it. Right when we retest that order block, I'll look to long it. So we really look like we're trying to push up here. Just still don't really have an entry I want to take. Let's look over here at ES. ES created a 1 minute order block, displaced it. Right there. So I don't want to rush into an entry and try to chase price to where we want to come down and back down one more time and then stop me out before the actual move. Creating fair value gaps on NQ on the 5 minute. What gap do you mean on the 5 minute? So like the VIX is heading down. And this is why I don't want to chase the longs, right? Because then you get something like this where we just chop for a little bit and we come back down. We're going to manipulate one more time before making that pump. Alright, so I'm like tempted to get in the longs, but again, just waiting to see if there's one more manipulation here. Alright, so that's the issue with getting in a position like waiting for that long to pump, is if you start chasing the longs here, you won't have the best stop loss level. Again, during Silver Bullet Hour, we're just waiting for those 1 minute fair value gaps to form to take trades off of. If I don't see those, I'm not looking to force a trade. I'm waiting for those 1 minutes. Tomorrow we're gonna see some craziness. It's not. I don't think tomorrow's gonna be choppy. The morning will probably not be choppy. The morning we'll probably see a crazy move. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a lot of choppiness in the afternoon, though. So we're just consolidating right now. Don't want to trade during the chop. Yeah, not a lot of opportunity. This is that one trade. I liked it. I was being aggressive. I really liked the setup. And that's what you got to be careful on within Q, is just on the 1 minute, is those little, during this kind of market, is those little manipulations that happen before the actual move. Touch the fair value gap 19.05725. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that reaction off of it. Again, we can look back from this morning, and we can see this was my mindset earlier. We got strong displacement of the lows. We created a fair value gap on the 15 and the 5 minute, and then we pumped right through them because we were just ranging all day. So especially during silver bullet. I'm not looking to short until I can see at least another displacement of the lows. Need to see another displacement of the lows. So this week we haven't. The FOMC members are not allowed to speak about the markets. We've had a lot of news coming out. So when we don't have any acknowledgement from our FOMC speakers, people are kind of waiting for. A lot of people are kind of holding off on their orders, kind of holding off on their trading during a week like this, right? It's like that blackout week. So it makes sense why we are chopping, because we don't have any insight onto what the FOMC is trying to do right now. So again, we typically in the morning we'll see one move when news comes out, and then we just chop. So I think it's just until the end of this week. I think next week it's back to normal. Tomorrow, non-farm payroll, we always see a big impact. So we'll see probably a lot more volatility in the morning. Alright, so we come down to the bottom of the range, take out that low. Okay, we're starting to get that pump. So I'm looking up the blackout period right now. Let's see what I want to look at, like what the specific dates are here. On the 5 minute, looks like we're trying to pump through right now. Okay, so one sec. Okay, it looks like we're trying to pump through the highs now. Alright, so I'm still waiting for a fair value gap entry. So it looks like this blackout period is actually 2 weeks, it says. So until the 13th of this month. Yeah, so 2 weeks in June. Yeah, first 2 weeks of June. Okay, so the 5 minute I'm really liking. I'm liking this 5 minute. Long wicks down. Looks like we're trying to pump, make that move up. But I'm just waiting on the 1 minute for an actual entry level. Looking for an actual entry. So here it says July is going to be the end of the month, the last 2 weeks of July, to the 1st of August. And then none of August is going to be a blackout period. And then mid-September is, so forth. So last 2 weeks of July. We got a 1 minute fair value gap down here. Let's see if we want to use this fair value gap down here. We still haven't displaced the range. We still have not displaced this accumulation range. Looks like we're just trying to trade right through this 1 minute. Okay, we're starting to get a reaction, a little bit of a reaction. Just still consolidating here. So yeah, I'm not really liking any entry just yet. So it just depends on what level. Like I'm on this because we only have a 1 minute fair value gap. I'm looking for a reaction off that 1 minute. If we had a 5 minute gap, I'd be looking for that reaction, right? Like this one, we are seeing us sit inside of this 5 minute. Really just waiting for us to break out. Okay, so we're still respecting that 1 minute fair value gap. But just don't really want to trade while we're in this accumulation range here. Give me 1 sec, guys. All right, so again, all I'm waiting for is a breakout of the accumulation, maybe a manipulation move. So far, nothing really happening. And just to recap this trade a little bit, right? We had those shorts here, really liked them, and then we came up, grabbed our stop, and then by the time we broke structure again, there was no pullback or entry that I would have taken here, right? So it was too late to get that entry. I'm starting to like the longs here. Again, I would prefer to wait to break out of the range, but we're respecting that 1 minute. And we're starting to get a little bit of a pump. Let's see if we can maybe just try to close above these highs. Really just no reason to take a trade while we're in consolidation. In my opinion. So I mean, I know it's been another boring day today. Not a lot of action that we've taken. See if maybe we form another fair value gap here on the 1 minute. Try to get displacement of the highs. ES has touched into that 15-minute imbalance above. But all we got to look at to understand that we have bad price action is just this 1 minute time frame. This is all we have to look at. Okay, so we're going to displace possibly get some displacement here. Let's see. Just waiting for a close above these highs. Can we get the pullback now? Or are we just going to run away like we did before? Now we're into that 15-minute bearish fair value gap there. Displacement on the 1 minute. Still want to see these longs step in. See if we test this fair value gap, what we're gonna do. What kind of reaction are we gonna get? I'm liking the reaction so far. I'm liking the reaction. Let's see if we can get some follow through, see if we can get an entry. See if we're going to trade right through that 1 minute. Okay, we're actually seeing us get a reaction off that 15-minute imbalance here. So 15-minute closed. Yeah, this is one of those tough times where we grabbed liquidity at the bottom, didn't displace. Want to see these longs step in, but then the 15-minute gets a strong reaction off the bearish imbalance. Let's see. So, I mean, you could still look for those entries. Right now, this is a tough long entry to get into because of that reaction there on the 15-minute. No displacement on the 5-minute. Again, it still looks like these longs are trying to pump. Yeah, I just still don't really like this. Yeah, very choppy. See if we get something good. Let's look at our range. Yeah, we're barely in a premium of that range. Just above. You can see that's right here. So our entry down here would still be in a discount. Let's say we got an entry here. But I still don't like this. Just way too choppy. I mean, that entry down here could have been good. Could have been good. I just wasn't ready to take that. Just solely based on the 1 minute time frame. So, yeah, I mean, we're heading into the new hour, into power hour. You guys know I don't like to trade when we're just slowly chopping like this. Even if we are trending in one direction, I just really don't like trading the chop. It's like we'll make one little move and then we'll chop for a while, and then we'll make one little move and then we'll chop for a while. So we'll see if we get any more, any other setup here. If not, probably just call it. Give it a little bit more time. So we've had to do a lot of waiting around past few days. I mean, 2 days in a row of not taking trades in our morning session. Or never mind, we took a trade in our morning session yesterday, didn't we? I don't even. My days are blending together. Did we take it? Yeah, we took a trade yesterday. It was the day before that we didn't take a trade. Yeah, so 2 days today of this week that we haven't taken a trade. One losing day on Monday. Wasn't really a bad losing day. And then, yeah, yesterday, nice win. So, not a ton going on. Not a lot of opportunity. Yesterday was kind of the best opportunity we had all week. Yeah, this is why I try to stay away from On days like this, I try to stay away from trying to take too many trades. I just try to really not take a lot of trades at all, because these are those days where you blow account after account after account. All right, so we're getting those longs like we talked about. Okay, but I still haven't liked the price action. We've been moving so slow and we've been chopping so much. But the longs are stepping in, as we said. Yeah, NFP week is always going to be hard. I mean, it's just one of those weeks where I'm like, I would be happy to walk away around break even. Hopefully, I want to be a little bit in profit. Right now, I'm a little bit in profit on the week. Not too much. Like, in profit, like, only like $600 this week, right? Because I haven't taken trades on 2 days. On Monday, lost, I think I was down about 600, maybe a tad above 600, and then yesterday came back and made a little over 1,200, right? So just around like $600 in profit on the week. But it's one of those weeks where that's completely fine with me. Like, it's a tough week to trade, and if you can stay away from losing a bunch of money on these kinds of weeks and blowing a bunch of accounts, that's a win in itself. Because we're going to have those weeks. There's going to be so many weeks where we're going to be able to make a lot of money, because we're just going to see consistent opportunity in the market. So it's just preserving our capital during bad weeks and playing it smart, so that when those good weeks show up, we can make a lot of money. Yeah, technical issues are never fun. All right, so we're seeing that pump. Obviously, there's a few entries I was thinking about taking, but just not really didn't really love the entries that I saw. Again, like, talked about this 1 minute for value gap down here. Talked about that 1 minute right here. But I still just didn't love those entries personally, guys. And I'm not going to have FOMO about this long right now, because I didn't love taking the entry, and we've just been choppy, so. It is what it is. What up, Mark? Yeah, man, sometimes no trades it's a win, right? I know we took that small loss during prop firm session, like 40 ticks with half a lot, down about $50. I'm down a little bit more because of that dumb rookie mistake I made, but still, $50, not too bad. And all of our analysis has still been there. We just haven't really, I just haven't really wanted to take any other entries. And that first one, we just got manipulated. Yeah, no, there's a point to where there's a point I'd get to watching this stuff to where I'm like, okay, I'm done. I need to get off the computer. I need to go outside. I need to get some sunlight. Like, it gets to that point where you've been on the screen so long and you're just watching this terrible price action. It's just not good. It's not good for you. That's what I don't think it is. You just gotta learn that there's certain times you just gotta walk. You just gotta get off the computer, walk away. Just get on with your day. If there's not opportunity, there's not opportunity. There's no reason to force trades, because that is when you start blowing your accounts. Because you just are so impatient because the market's moving so slow, it's so choppy. And then you're going to end the day being really pissed off at yourself, down more money than you wanted to be. And that can easily affect the rest of your day. And we don't want that we don't want to do that. So our 5 minute completely displaced both gaps. Obviously, we're heading back up for. Looks like we're heading back up for a buy side liquidity. See if the 15-minute inverses this gap here. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really looking to take anything right now. All right, we did our tape reading. We tried one trade out. We did our tape reading. We've had the right analysis. But like I said earlier, I don't trust the 1 minute as much as the 5 and the 15. So I wasn't loving these entries here. But at least we're still learning. We're still doing our analysis. We're still figuring out possible entries. You know, and that's just all a part of that testing your strategy, right? Just adjusting to these market conditions. So if you got in the longs, I would be looking to target the highs up here and up here. We're about to end the silver bull hour. We're about to go into power hour. So be careful because we might see a little bit of volatility pick up here in just a few minutes. But ultimately on the silver bullet move, I would be looking to target these highs. All right, so this high up here at 19.9025. This high here, 1985. And even maybe scaling out, seeing us bounce off of VWAP right here. Maybe trying to sell off maybe a few contracts. All right, we can just see that range all day. Not good. So yeah, we talked about in our educational just about different market conditions and when we should be staying out of the market. And I'm going to keep harping on this, but there's going to be these conditions that you need to stay out of. You just need to stay out of them. When you see consolidation, stay out. When you see expansion, look for opportunities. Look for entries. When you see crazy news reports, probably stay out. When there's a holiday or the day before a holiday or the day after the holiday sometimes, stay out of the market. If there's a no news Monday, probably want to stay out. And the whole idea is just because every time you trade those days and you are trading terrible price action, you're not seeing real setups, you're just losing money for no reason that you could have saved in your account to be able to trade when there's good price action. And those are the days that you catch really big moves and you're going to be frustrated at yourself because if you would have just waited, you know, maybe throughout the week, like maybe next week we have great price action. It might still be tough. We'll see. But what if next week we have great price action and this week you used up all of your capital, you wasted all of your money on trying to trade bad price action, and now you can't really get involved next week when there's actually good price action. It's really frustrating. All right, so our 15 minutes still closed inside of the fair value gap. Again, I still think we're going to try to push through it. Almost came back into that 1 minute. But like just for reference, guys, I'll talk about this one more time. So 2 weeks ago, I had a break-even week. Okay? No winning, no losing. It was a tough week to trade. Last week, another really tough week to trade, down $2,000. this week, another very tough week to trade, up 600. So it's like, I know I haven't made my losses back from last week, but in the course of these 3 weeks when trading has not been great, for me to only be down $1,400 that's not bad whatsoever. For me, that is not bad. In these past 3 weeks, they've been very difficult. For me to be only down 1,400, like, that's what I'm focused on. I don't care if I'm in the red as long as I am managing my risk, because I know I can make those losses back in one day. On a good day, I can make all of those losses. I can make that $2,000 back in one day easily. So I'm not worried about it. So you can't get so caught up on being in the red, but you should be focused on how much am I in the red? Am I still managing my risk right to where when we have a good day, I can make all of those losses back in like a few trades? So that's what's really important. Again, it's about the long run. What are we doing over the course of the whole year? What are we doing over the course of a few months? Not what are we doing over the course of 1 week? It's not about trying to make thousands of dollars just in 1 week. It's about just slowly scaling yourself up, slowly making progress. Every day, every week, focusing on that risk management, holding on to those accounts instead of risking all of your capital. And that is, I'm telling you right now, that's how you will find success. Like that's just the truth. If you can keep your losers small and be able to keep your, grow your winners, add into your winners, let your winners run, you'll make those losses back in no time. Maybe it'll take a week or two to make them back, but you're still going to make them back because you're focused on taking the right trades. Like, if you think about it, I don't know exactly how much I was up. I didn't really keep track exactly of the exact amount of profit I was up in the first 4 weeks of this Discord, but I was up a lot. I'm not going to lie to you, I was up a good amount. Okay, I think, let me think of how much. I would have to go back and look exactly where I started, but a good thousands of dollars, right? So losing 2,000 is not detrimental to me. If I would have let those losses go and continued to revenge trade, I could have lost all of that profit in 1 week from 4 weeks, but I didn't let myself do that. Right? So it's just about keeping that consistency, keeping that discipline. How do you know if you pass or blow your evaluation account? So you'd have to go. So typically, it's just going to show you, what are you just talking about, the number? Because it'll give you a profit goal. Like, say you're trading a 50K account, gives you a $3,000 profit goal. If you reach that $3,000, then you should have passed the account. And you'll just go onto your prop firm website, whether that's TopStep, Apex, whatever it is, and they'll tell you, or they'll send you an email if you pass the account or not. But yeah, I mean, guys, I'm not really looking to take any trades. Yeah, exactly. If it doesn't let you place a trade, your account is definitely gone. Oh, I didn't see that you said or blow your account. Sorry. Yeah, it'll show you up on the top of your screen. It'll show you equity, open, PL. And then if you click on that, it'll show you your drawdown and if you still have that account or not. But guys, I don't think I'm going to take a trade here. I know we're slowly trending up, but I just don't like this price action. I don't like it. I'd rather just walk away from the computer. Just take a step back. Tomorrow's going to be a big day, remember. So let's just preserve our capital for tomorrow. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for us. So, yeah, I'm not looking to take any other trades right now. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but this is just... To me, we're just sitting right in the middle of that range again. Moving slow. Yeah, there's a possibility we could go back to all-time highs. I don't know if we're going to get that much expansion today. We'll see if we start to pick up later in the power hour. Alright, but every time we take out a liquidity level, we're pretty much just expecting price to come right back down or right back up. Not seeing any expansion during power or during prop firm or session during our silver bullet hour. Not expecting too much during power hour. But yeah, I'm going to call it here, guys. Unless you guys have any more comments or questions for me. Again, just preserving our capital, waiting for a good price action, expansion moves, distribution, not trading chop, not trading consolidation. So just take a break. Don't let this price action tempt you into over trading or revenge trading or anything like that. I'm gonna walk away from the computer. I'm gonna go eat some food, go get some sunshine. And I'm content. De nada, mi amiga. Appreciate you guys so much, though. Great learning today. Great learning for us, even if we didn't really take trades. Okay, stay disciplined. 1% better every day. All right, God bless you all. Happy Thursday. Enjoy yourselves. You take care, Mark. Later, guys. Appreciate you. Peace.